Okay, here's question 16 on the higher non-calculator paper. Alright, starting this off, question 16 says, write that number as an ordinary number. Now this topic is standard form, so that number there is written in standard form. 8.2 is a number between 1 and 10, and then it's being times by 10 to the power of 5. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to write 8.2. And 10 to the power of 5 means I'm going to times it by 10 with 5 zeros on it. Sorry, not 10, 1 with 5 zeros after it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move that decimal point 5 places along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to the right. So I'm going to have 8200000, and my decimal point is going to land there. So as an ordinary number, that's going to be 8200000. So if I think about that, 820,000, that number is going to be 820,000. Make sure you are familiar with standard form and writing numbers in standard form. Right. Remember, the first part of the number is between 1 and 10, and because this is 10 to the power of 5, it's 1 with 5 zeros after it. You're going to times 8.2 by 1 with 5 zeros after it. Okay, so think about that. Make sure you understand it. Going on to part B. In part B, this time they want us to do something similar but in the opposite direction. They want us to write this number in standard form. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the number there, right? 0.0000376. So I'm just going to look at the number part. Ignore these zeros up here. I have 376. I'm going to write that as a number between 1 and 10. 3.76. I'm going to write that in standard form. I need to times that by 10 to some power. Because this is a very tiny number, and when I move the decimal point, I'm going to be moving it rightwards. The power is going to be negative. So I've got all of that so far. All I don't know is what number goes up there, and we're going to work that out now. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, because I want the decimal point between the 3 and the 7. That's where I've ended up here. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be 10 to the power of minus 4. Now, make sure you do think about that. This should be a skill that you're particularly good with and you can actually work easily with. So do take your time, make sure you understand it, make sure you follow it, and make sure you can do it. Going on to part C, it says work out the value of, and they've given you a problem here, so they want you to work it out, work out the value of 2.3 times 10 to the 12 divided by 4.6 times 10 to the 3. And they want to give your answer in standard form. So I'm actually going to rewrite this question. I'm going to write 2.3 times 10 to the 12. Okay, and because it's divide, I'm actually going to put the line under here and to represent divide. 4.6 times 10 to the 3. Now, this is quite similar to a question that we did before. If I think about this part of the problem, 2.3 and 4.6, actually 4.6 is double 2.3. So this part here, you could actually simplify to 1/2 times by, and now deal with these two. 10 to the power of 12 divided by 10 to the power of 3. Because the base numbers are the same, 10, I'm going to subtract the powers, so that's going to be 10 to the power of 12 take away 3. Alright, I would have worked that out, but I left it there so you could see what's happening and how I get to the next bit. I'm going to write a half as a decimal, 0.5 times 10 to the power of, and that's going to be 9. 12 take away 3 is 9. However, this is not in standard form. When I write a number in standard form, I need to make sure that this part of it is a number between 1 and 10. Not including 10, but a number between 1 and 10, not including 10. I am going to take out a 10 from here. Right? And what I mean by that is, if I take out a 10 from 10 to the power of 9, that leaves me 10 to the power of 8. So what I've just written down there, 10 times 10 to the power of 8, that's the same as 10 to the power of 9. I haven't done anything to the 0.5 yet, but I am about to, because if I times 0.5 by 10, that gives me 5 times, and I still have this bit here, 10 to the power of 8. That is my final result in standard form. So the question says, give your answer in standard form. If I left it like it was up here, that wouldn't have been standard form. In order to get full marks, I need to go all the way to this. This is a particularly complicated question, but the maths is simple. If you know your stuff and you know how to do it, it shouldn't take you too long. Make sure you do know, make sure you understand it. Look at this a couple of times, make sure you do get the full marks in it.